you're going to place your razor parallel to the hair. Come in, make sure your razor's at 45 degrees and not 90 like this, and you're going to slide it down, and it cuts very easily. There should not be a lot of pressure or tension. You shouldn't be tearing the hair. If you are, you're having too much tension and your hair's not wet enough, or your razor is dull. Okay, so this whole back part's going to be even across. Make sure you're not dropping your elbow. If you drop your elbow, it changes your holding position. See how right here I am out at 90 degrees? If I bring my elbow closer into my body, do you see how my fingers move? Mm-hmm. So it's important that you keep your body square if you're cutting at a 0 degree. Straight here. Come down till you see your guide fall out, and then cut. Also make sure that you are holding the hair at 0 degrees and you're not lifting it up away from the head, because that becomes elevation. And elevation creates what? Layers. Right. And right now we're not doing layers. Right now we're doing just a 0 degree all the way down. See my guide? Straight. No angle, nothing. Come back and check and make sure you don't have any tags by C-shaping. What this means is I comb the hair into my hand at a C to make sure there's not any longer pieces. Now that's not a straight edge, but we use the razor. Okay? So you're not looking for a super straight edge. But you see this little bitty tag right here? I can come back in, find it, and then grab that tag. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Come on my side. Lift your head straight. Now you're going to cut this to this tag. Do you see that? Okay. We know that's our tag. It's going to measure the same here. A little bit past the comb. So you're going to come down here. And you can see now the way you're holding your fingers cannot be like this anymore, because now you have to blend this tag to this tag. People are like, well, how do I know how to angle my fingers? Well, match them up. Like, connect the dots. Draw a line with your fingers. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Do you see what I'm cutting? Do you see my tag? Do you see my other tag? Your fingers should be pointing at that next tag. Does that make sense? Come down. You can cut it like this, a little at a time. Or you can come in.
But it's elevated, though. I guess that's where I'm at.
It's not elevated.
Okay.
It's flat against the head. Elevated would be me holding it like this.
Okay.
That would be elevation.
I thought any outward movement would elevate it at some degree.
Outward?
Yeah, when you pull the hair out towards you.
Where am I moving it out toward me?
Okay.
It's the same. It's like I'm holding it at 0. Instead of me holding it like this at a 0, all I'm doing is changing my holding position to diagonal back. Does that make sense? Cutting at a different line. Does everybody get that?
Mm-hmm. But why then? Why right there?
You're doing this because it's getting shorter as you go up on the head. Because even though we measured the same here and here, because this is a higher part of the head, it's going to appear shorter, even though they measure the same. Because it's higher on the head. This is going to appear longer because it's lower on the head.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why
reason
why you have to do diagonal back. See, my degree didn't change, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still at a 0 degree. Would you agree?
Mm-hmm.
What changed is the way at my holding position.
And because this is starting up here instead of down here.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So in order for you to blend it, you have to hold it still at a 0, but instead of holding it horizontal, like you normally will, you're going to hold diagonal back to blend in with the end. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Come in and cut that little tag out. Make sure it blends all the way to that corner piece. See it?
Mm-hmm.
Come back in C shape. Make sure that your tags match all the way. Now you're going to come to the front. Here. This mannequin's already been tapered before, I can tell. So You're not with her mannequin. Whenever she does this again for herself, when she takes 1 more inch off, she will have to blend just a touch. But how you would do it is the same way. Come here, point your fingers to the next tag. That's how you know. Because if I'm pointing my fingers like this, the next tag isn't here. That's too short. Does that make sense? So you have to make sure you're pointing your fingers all the way down. If you really want to be sure, bring your comb in and measure it. Because it's all going to be the same measurement. It appears shorter because of the area of the head you're on. Does that make sense? That's why they say the 90 degrees should be the same measurement everywhere. Because it should. It just appears like short layers because it's higher on the head. It appears longer layers because it's lower on the head. But the measurement of the hair strand is the same. Okay? Let's do this side. I'm twisting her neck. Notice I have not put my comb down at all. Right? Okay. So for this side, it's a little bit different. It's the opposite side of the head, but you can see where your tag is here. Okay? See, am I still at 0 degrees?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where's the tag?
Right there, right?
This is my tag right here. And then this is the hair I need to blend. Makes sense? So you can also see, because we did the 0 first, you did the 0 all the way to this corner of the head back in the nape area. Now whenever you angle your fingers at the tag you did on top of the ear, you can see where that guide is as well. Makes it easier. Does that make sense? So I'm going to come in, let that fall out, and blend that tag in. You can also come in and do it like this as well. It just depends on how you're more comfortable with the razor. Neither way is wrong. Some people find it easier to just blend down. Some people find it easier to cut little pieces. It's up to you. To me, it looks better if you actually go through and you blend it down. So I'm going to come back to this front part, and then you would do the same thing. Make sure that you're at this tag and it points up here. It's the same. So what I want you guys to do is just do your perimeter. That's it.
I guess that's my question.
Do we have to do